Hello, my people. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for joining me on today's episode of Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ojola from Mindset Transformation Africa. And on today's Unlearning episode, I want us to talk about another habit that I will recommend that I am unlearning, and I'm recommending that you unlearn too. Yesterday we spoke about trying to change people as a habit that you should unlearn, and today we will talk about another habit that I hope you unlearn, that I'm working on unlearning, and that I believe if we unlearn it will improve our relationship with ourselves and with people. Yelling to get your way. Yelling to get your way. That is the habit that I think and I recommend that you unlearn. See, when we feel angry, how do we express ourselves? Do you express yourself? Do you tend to express yourself by shouting? Do you shout when you feel angry? If so, then you've probably noticed that this habit is destroying your relationship with other people. It's destroying your relationship with yourself. It's not giving you the type of vibes and energy that you think is good and healthy. And it probably really doesn't even help you get your way or make you feel better. So it's not working. It's not working. That is one of the communication habits that I'm recommending that you unlearn. When angry, I will recommend you first to learn to diffuse your feelings in an appropriate way. When you're angry, that's one thing that I will recommend to change in your communication habits. Whenever you're angry, learn first to diffuse your feelings in a way that you know is appropriate. Then you can go back to the drawing board and tell that person, state your needs rationally, state your needs calmly. Just tell them your position about things. Do you understand? Just tell them your position about things after you have calmed down, all right? After you have learned to diffuse your feelings in appropriate ways, in better ways. Do you understand? So once you've dealt with your anger in the particular moment, then look for ways to cope with your anger better in the long term. That is, have a long-term strategy to cope with your anger so that you won't yell. So that you won't yell in an attempt to get your way. That's important. Habits to unlearn, yelling to get your way. The first thing I would recommend is take a time out. All right. It's popular abroad. If you're not in Nigeria, it's popular abroad, and know that. If you're in Nigeria, we don't usually use the term time out, but it means just taking the time off, like stopping yourself in mid-sentence when you notice you're yelling. The moment you notice that your voice is higher and you're yelling, just stop. Like, if literally you can do that, put your hands on your mouth and stop. The moment you hear yourself raising your voice, just take a pause. That is self-regulatory. That is self-discipline. Don't even finish that particular sentence. Don't do that. Take a pause. Put your hands on your mouth if that will help you, but just don't finish that statement the moment you notice that you're raising your voice. Think to yourself, what am I really trying to say here? What am I trying to communicate? What is the best way for me to communicate it? What is the best way for me to say what I'm trying to say? This is discipline. Learn to stop yourself before you start yelling. And if you find yourself, I've already started yelling, learn to stop yourself when you discover that you've started yelling. It can prevent you from saying something and some things that you will regret. It can jeopardize your overall relationship with that person that you are trying to win an argument over. See, I'm not for staying in relationship for life if that is not possible, but I'm also for civility. And for civility, we don't need to get along to go along. We can be civil even when we disagree. Do you understand me? We can be civil without going so low to the fact that we start yelling and all that emotional immaturity thing. So learn to stop yourself before or when you start yelling. It can prevent you from saying something that you will regret. That is a no-brainer. Do you understand? You will save yourself. Many of you are listening right now. You're remembering When you've said something out of anger that you really cannot take back and you regret it now. Now you found a better way to say it, but it's too late. You've already sowed the seed of those words and you cannot reverse what you've said. You are now begging or trying to apologize. Sometimes it's too little too late, and it can or have already jeopardized the relationship with that person. That particular person might not be that bad for what you've said out of anger, for the yelling techniques that you used, and now it's technically over. Do you understand? So it's important that you learn how to control yourself. It's important that you stop yourself mid-sentence. Do not finish that sentence that you are trying to say yelling. It can hurt you in the long run. And it will definitely hurt the other person in the short term. So don't jeopardize your relationship for that type of stuff. Do you understand? And also you can breathe deeply. Just take a deep breath. That's one of the things that will regulate your mood. Take a very deep breath. Breathe in and hold it. Hold your breath for a while. Count to 10 and breathe out. Because deep breathing is your anger. It promotes what we call in psychology relaxation response. You're training your body that it needs to relax, and you cannot relax while you are yelling. When you are yelling, your body is all agitated. So when you are breathing in, you are telling your body, I want to relax. And your body will release some hormones and chemicals to regulate your mood to relaxation. So after a few breaths, after you've taken some few breaths in and out, you will feel calmer for real. And you will feel more in control of the dialogue. You feel more in control of the situation. You feel more in control of yourself. Drawing the breath from your nose for maybe a 10 count, all right, hold it like I said before, and then release it with your mouth. Release the breath from your mouth. Sometimes I will even recommend that you release it from your nostril, because from your mouth the breath will go out faster, but from your nostril it will go out slower, and then it will regulate your body well. Do you understand? Just repeat this until the tension you feel in your body subsides, because you need to calm down. Do you understand? You need to calm down. Habits to unlearn that we're talking about today is yelling to get your way. Stop it. Unlearn the habit of yelling to get your way. Stop yourself mid-sentence if you are shouting already. If you're yelling already, breathe deeply to regulate your body so that your anger will be eased. Like I said before, count from 10 to 0. Count down. You can try from 20 if you think you're still feeling uneasy. Count from 20 to 0, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, like that. Count down to 0. Counting takes your mind away, because you cannot think about two things at the same time. Even if you think you can't do two things at the same time. Don't let anybody fool you with that psychobabble. They think they are doing too many things at the same time, but that's not what is happening. They are just fast in shifting their focus. So it might take a nanosecond, it might take a second, but they are just fast in shifting their focus from one thing to another. So they think they are doing two things at the same time. Nobody can. Don't believe that myth that women can multitask, men cannot. Nobody can multitask. It is not effective. It is a deficiency. It is not effective. So that's by the way. So counting down from 20 to 0, or from 10 to 0, or even from 100 to 0, so far you need to relax. It helps you. It takes your mind away from what is making you angry, at least for a moment. It takes your mind away from what is making you angry and allows you to shift your focus to something else. So you start from 1 to 10, or 1 to 100, or you start from 100 to 1, or 10 to 1, or 20 to 1. Just pick a number and count. Just pick a number and count. You can even count aloud, all right? There is no rule here. You can count aloud or count silently to yourself, depending on what you prefer, but do it. And another thing I would recommend as I wrap this up is get out of that situation. Go get some fresh air. Leave the environment that is making you agitated for a few minutes. I recommend that. I use this a lot. Take a walk around the block. Just take a walk to the main road. Just go. Be inside nature. If you don't have nature around your vicinity, just get out. Let fresh air blow breeze, and then you'll be able to talk sense to yourself. Being in nature, it suits you. It clears your mind, so that the anger will dissipate and the issue will be in the forefront. All right? We will talk tomorrow. Thank you.